Maranatha, and welcome to the Septuagint versus the Masoretic, the only ministry in the world where we look at the truth about the Bible and compare the Septuagint and the Masoretic side by side, line by line, from Genesis to the end of the prophets. So today we're looking at Deuteronomy chapter 19. In this chapter, there are 21 verses. You'll notice we have a new camera setup. Hoping to improve the presentation of these videos moving forward. Verse 1 we're ignoring. Verse 4, you have the word ordinance versus case. The ordinance of the manslayer, so it is a law, not just a scenario. It says here shall live, and shall live versus may live, so he certainly shall live according to this law. Verse 6, no sentence of death, though there is to this man no sentence of death, versus he is not worthy of death. So someone can determine whether you're worthy or not. In this case, no, it is black and white. There is no sentence of death. Verse 9, continually, walk in his ways continually, versus walk ever in his ways. So we can see that it is a perpetual thing, continually being done. Verse 10, spilt, innocent blood shall not be spilt, versus shed. Here shall not be, or there shall not be in you one guilty of blood. Versus, and so blood be upon you. So there is I believe this is specifying there shall not be in you. So it's looking at the community, focusing on them. In the Septuagint and the Masoretic, it is focusing on the people, the blood being on them. But I should say in the Septuagint, it's focusing on the one who is guilty of blood. That person shall not be in the community, versus putting the blame towards the community, the potential blame at least. Verse 11, there's an addition of the word mortally. And verse 12, shall die, he shall die, versus he may die. And it says here, avengers of blood versus avenger of blood. So it could be multiple people. It's interesting. Verse 13, spare him versus pity him. It shall be well with you versus it may be well with you. So again, more certainty in the Septuagint. The verse move, the word move in verse 14 versus remove. Your fathers versus they of old time. So it isn't talking about your ancestors in the Masoretic, but here your fathers is being referred to, meaning these are your ancestors. You have a lineage connecting yourself to them. Verse 15, stand to testify, versus should say shall not stand. One witness shall not stand to testify, versus one witness shall not rise up. So we have here in the Septuagint a due process versus somebody speaking up informally in a non-formal way. We have an omission in verse 15 as well. It says here, or for any fault has been removed in the Masoretic. Shall every word be established, versus shall the matter be established. So we can see in the Septuagint, it's very detail oriented. Every detail must be provided, versus the issue will be established. The matter in general. It's very general and vague, not specific to small details. Verse 16, we see continuous difference of the word unjust versus false. alleging iniquity versus testify against him wrong. Verse 17, maybe versus shall be in those days. So it is less certain in the Septuagint because perhaps those judges will not be established. It's hard to say. But notice it is may in this instance. Verse 19, wickedly devised to do against his brother versus thought to have done. Okay, so it's not just the regular thought, it is a wicked plan. And the last verse we're looking at is verse 20, and the rest, oh, actually we're ignoring that part. It says here, according to this evil thing in the midst of you versus any such evil among you. So it is more specific. It is this evil thing that is done versus any such evil, which is vague, saying such, using the word such or like this. So that's all for this chapter. Thank you very much for your time. Please like and subscribe so that the truth of the word will continue to be spread throughout the planet, and in this instance, in the internet. We need to spread the truth. The truth will prevail, but we still need people to help us to get this channel to become more widespread. And I thank you very much for your time once again. May God bless you and make your way prosperous. Till next time, we'll look at Deuteronomy chapter 20. May God bless you, and Maranatha.